Welcome to Irish and Chin's YouTube channel. I need y'all to check out our radio platform, soundchatradio.com. Soundchatradio.com is broadcasting to 31 cities worldwide. If it's in the news, we are talking about it right here at soundchatradio.com our way. It's entertainment, it's music, but most of all, it's conversations happening here at soundchatradio.com. Just so you don't miss out, do yourself a favor right now and subscribe, like, and share this channel, right? And don't forget to press that notification button. It's soundchatradio.com 24 hours a day. So one of the big conversations that I want to start out with tonight is the whole death penalty situation in Jamaica.
Yes, bro, God.
And I think it's gonna, it should have the phone lines blazing, right? And those of you who don't know, you know, you should know, but if you don't know, the Prime Minister of Jamaica has announced during one of his addresses that, listen, the death penalty should be given to people not only who murder or gun crimes, but people who are held with guns as well.
Found with the illegal gun.
You find them with an illegal gun, then they should also be, they should get the death penalty.
Should be on the table.
Huge conversation. Some people are good with it. Some people are bad with it. And you know what? The funny thing is that some of the very same people who are disgusted with the crime rate in Jamaica and the statistics of gun violence in Jamaica are the very same people who turn around and say, well, the Prime Minister said that for. Like, what the Prime Minister gone mad? What is he talking about, right? So I think this is a really good conversation. I think it will, you know, spiral over into Saturday's conversation as well. The Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, during the JLP conference yesterday, well, this wasn't yesterday, but came out and was swinging, right, at the criminals in the country, right? Who he claims is the biggest challenge to crime in Jamaica. You know what I mean? The gun criminals, right? He took a very controversial position as he stated that he would support the death penalty not only for convicted murderers, but for also those who are found on the island with illegal guns. That's big. Yeah. And when I say big, I mean that's big, right? 718-554-8598. Tell me what you feel about it, and let's get into some conversation about this. I think this is among some of the hottest news of the week.
Yeah, man.
Right? Prime Minister of Jamaica says, listen, not only convicted murderers, but people who are found with illegal guns should be given a death penalty. He would support that. Take a listen.
I am not a believer in the death penalty, but for this, I would make an exception. Anyone found with a gun should start with the death penalty. That's how strongly I feel about it. I see all of you there looking nervous. Anyone found with an illegal weapon, an illegal firearm, that's how serious we should treat it. What I'm saying is there needs to be stiffer penalties for those people who import the weapon, who provide the weapons to the killers, who lock the weapons, who use them to intimidate people. There should be the harshest penalties for them. They should start at the highest level. They shouldn't get automatic, bargaining, plea bargaining. No, those who perpetrate this should face the most severe consequence. And the only way that you should get any reduction in sentencing is if you tell us where the gun come from, how you get it, who sent it come, and as you give us information, so you get a reduction in your sentence. That's what should be. So we are preparing a new Firearms Act. I wish it could be that draconian, but we will do our best to send a signal that we will not tolerate illegal firearms in this country.
So there's a new Firearms Act being worked on in Jamaica, according to what the Prime Minister is saying. Now, think about this. He's saying that the charge should be instant death penalty.
Well, he's saying the sentence that they should be looking at, basically, is that's where their thing starts at.
Right. So, and based on you becoming an informer, right,
then you can lower your sentence.
Lessen your penalty, right? But he's saying it should start at the death penalty. I think this is an absolutely great conversation to debate. Right? 718-554-8598 is that number in studio. We are talking about Andrew Holness and him coming out and stating that he would support the death penalty. That's how serious things are in Jamaica right now. Call your live. Call your live.
Yeah, Chin.
Turn down your radio and listen to your phone.
Yeah, Chin.
Yes, I am.
All right. First of all, them people are in the audience are clap. Half of them will have to face the death penalty. Half of them are there who are provide illegal guns to criminals. And that's going from 70s, from right up to now.
So talk to me about talk to me about what you think is what. Let's stick to what he's saying. Tell me what you think about what he's saying. Do you agree with him?
It's a complete idiotic statement.
Idiotic statement. So somebody found with a
idiotic statement.
And tell me why.
Because you can't take people's life because you find them with an illegal weapon. That knife is also an illegal weapon.
No, but you said illegal gun. But Carl, I just gun. He never said nothing about knife.
Kill somebody. You can still use a knife and kill somebody.
Yes,
yeah,
but we're talking about guns, Carl. Come on.
So you're saying that it's totally, it's not logical for him to say that. Is that what you're saying?
If you want, I'm all for stiffer penalty. Instead of the slap on the wrist, where I get 2 years and 3 years and bargaining, I'm all for harsh penalty. 10 years or 15 years. To make a man know that 15 years ago, you get caught for illegal gun. But to talk about you're going to kill a man, the person, because you don't have no proof to murder nobody. And like I said, you have to start with the source. You mentioned the source. You think them boy that was on the street I'm going to forget gun. You must forget it from somebody.
All right.
Authority at first.
All right, 718-554-8598. Call you live.
Good night, Chin.
Good night.
Good night, Iron Mouth.
Yes, my boss.
Yeah, listen. That guy with the talking, you don't know when he talks it. Number one, the Prime Minister right. When he send that signal, he make the younger youth them no hold on gun that said no, so they don't get death penalty.
They must scare them.
Right. Yeah?
Scare them.
Scare them.
Yes, scare them. Okay. Yes. So the youth on the talk say, I know that. He one of the gunman too. That's why they talk like that.
All right, 718-554-8598. I believe this will be a controversial conversation tonight. Call you live.
Hi, Chin. Good night. Welcome back. I invited you on Wednesday night.
The truth be told, I'm not feeling too much above the weather, so I asked them to come and bail me out.
Okay, some backative, huh?
Yes, I needed some backative tonight.
So I mean, me can't day up on a Wednesday.
I think you come here too because with the DJ name of the brush your side, you come to hold you.
Wait, the man put me under pressure.
Can we stick to the topic, please, sir?
Okay. That's the right moment. Get your spirulina, Chin.
Yeah.
That the Promise Andrew is make no sense. That will have no standing. Your legal man inside will agree with me. Amnesty International will knock that down. It's just bluster. Foolishness.
So you think it's foolishness, okay? 718-554-8598. Call you live. Call you live.
It's just bluster. Foolishness.
Turn on the radio and listen to your phone.
Yeah, Chin.
Yes.
Okay. What the Prime Minister is saying, right? He's living in Jamaica, but in a different world. Because most people, police get are going to kill them instant. So, and the crime still go up, but I won't say nothing. But if you look at the statistics, right? In Jamaica, the parishes have less capture and have less crime. So that's part of the problem. So the Prime Minister shouldn't be a Prime Minister because where his area have a lot of illegal people. And illegal people shouldn't vote because they can't get light. Because the information they put to get voter ID is wrong because they have a legal address.
All right, so here's what I want to ask those of you. Respectfully, this conversation is taking place in Halfway Tree, right? And I want you guys to stay in Halfway Tree. Don't travel to Crossroads, and please do not go downtown. Right at Halfway Tree. 718-554-8598 is where we need the conversation to stay. Now, bear in mind that Jamaica has just been charted as the 5th most violent country in the world according to population and murder rate, right? So these are things that, make the conversation even sweeter, right? Jamaica is now being charted as the 5th, or ranked, I should say, as the 5th most violent country in the world. Not in the Caribbean, in the world. And it's because of the size of their the island versus the amount of people who are being murdered. Right? 718-554-8598. So a fed up prime minister, because he's fed up.
Of course.
Right? A fed up prime minister says, listen, right? I would support the death penalty for these illegal guns, right? And people who commit murders. Isn't this not the prime minister saying, boy, Jamaica's back is against the wall right now? For him to make a statement like this shows pressure. Call it live.
It's an election.
Call it live.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Tim.
Turn on your radio. Turn on your radio and listen to your phone.
Yeah, I turn on the radio. But what I'm saying, right? That won't solve a problem, because if they're gonna give a death penalty, it's gonna take almost a year, because they're gonna try you and they're gonna appeal and they're gonna do that. When the police you're not going right now, they kill you, and it doesn't change nothing.
All right, 718-554-8598. Call you live.
Yeah, hello, Chin.
Hello.
Yeah, I agree with the Prime Minister's intent. I know he does not mean to be taken verbatim, okay? He doesn't mean it to be, but he's trying to say that you have to get rid of the gun. Now, alongside what he's proposing, I'd like to see some other crimes given high priority like that, almost the death penalty. One of them is for policemen who betray their oath and taking bribes. Okay?
Interesting.
Their sentences should be elevated also.
Interesting. I would definitely agree with that. 150%. Call you live.
Oh, good night, Chin. Good night, Iron Voice.
Good night.
I want to say I love how much I'm learning about Jamaica and Jamaican culture through your show. But you guys are reminding me about a conversation that happened maybe a month or so ago. Sherry was on. You were talking about the Minister of Safety and his region having one of the worst crime rates, I think it was, something like that.
Yes. Yeah, one of the worst, yeah.
Right. So I am so sorry for Jamaica placing 5th in the world. That is really, really sad. But I think what's catching my ear about what the Prime Minister said is that it is for convicted people. And if I remember correctly from that other conversation we had, it's the convictions of the gun crimes that are the problem. That people who are ending up in court for gun crimes are ending up walking free. So it's all well that he's saying, pull out the big guns, we're going to give you the death penalty, but it's only if they get convicted. So, with the other problems of corruption and such that exist within the justice system that are not even convicting the gun criminals, how is it going to make a difference?
Well, good point. Well, one of the issues that they were having was that, as remember when the chief of police had stepped out and said, listen, it's not that we're not arresting. We're arresting them. They're getting convicted, but the way the laws are structured at this point,
they're slipping through the cracks.
Not just slipping through the track. They're too lenient.
Right.
They were too lenient, so the laws didn't have, and they weren't harsh enough to prevent this.
So the police commissioner recently was complaining, right? Because what he was saying is that how can you ask people for information, right, to get somebody locked up, and the person gives you that information, becomes a witness, and then a month later, the person is on the road.
Right.
So you're endangering the whole process.
Exactly.
Right. So that's one of the major problems that Jamaica is having. 718-554-8598. The phone lines are burning up because sound chat is turning up. Call you live.
Very stush.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The boy them forgot jail, man. And the Prime Minister, it doesn't matter what they do. And you know what? They can't even do this. He's trying to do something, but the police and all of them is all involved with the crime rate. So when you start cap them, chop up them foot, put them down back to wherever and lock them and throw the key, yes, that's the only way it's going to stop.
Okay.
But it can't stop because they're all involved in it.
I always say that when people that have influential positions jeopardize their position or use that position of influence to do something wrong, they should be punished,
at a higher
higher rate, right?
Yeah, man.
But I want to just zone in on a couple of statistics, right? Because the conversation is not a good conversation without statistics, right? So Jamaica's now being ranked as the 5th most violent country in the world, right? That's not a good ranking, right? 5th most violent country in the world, and the ranking is based on population versus murder, right? Many people are saying that the governments over the years have not done enough, have not made enough effort to stop crime in Jamaica.
Well, we know that.
So now that now that this is floating in the air, of course the criticism comes from citizens and patriotic Jamaicans, right? And people are saying, nah, but the government not really try to stop crime in Jamaica. But persons are saying that's not really true. That there has been many attempts, many operations to stop crime, but for some reason the crime is not really, it's not, they're losing the fight, right? So I want to go back to 1976, right? Now, Echo Squad. This is some of the operations that over the years that the police have put in place to combat crime.
Right.
But here we are now today. But I just want to bring back people's memory. And those of you who don't know, I want to enlighten you, right? So special police squads, Echo Squad, right? 1976 by the PMP, right? Ranger Squad, 1980 by the PMP. Eradication Squad, 1981 by the JLP. Area 4 Track Force, right? Area 4 Task Force, 1986 to 87, JLP. Acid, I remember Acid. Right? Acid, 1993, right? By the PMP. Operation Crest, 1995 by the PMP. Operation Dovetail, 1997 by the PMP. Organized Crime Unit, 1998 by the PMP. Operation Intrepid, 1999 by the PMP. Special Anti-Crime Task Force, 1999 by the PMP. Crime Managing Unit, 2000 by the PMP. Major Investigation Team, 2002 by the PMP. Operation Kingfish.
Everybody know Kingfish.
2004 by the PMP.
Yeah.
So the argument gets a little bit more stronger because there's documentation that shows that various governments, PMP was in the power.
PMP was in power for most of that time.
Right, in most of the time, right?
Yeah.
So they're showing documentation now that's saying that efforts were made to stop the crime in Jamaica. Now, some of us may look at this and say this was just an illusion. These things were just put in place to make it look like they were doing something, right? But they are now using this to defend that the government of Jamaica, whether JLP or PMP, have been trying to combat crime from the 70s, but they're losing. So now they are now being charted as the 5th most violent country in the world. Right? Again, according to population versus murder.
Right.
718-554-8598. Call you live.
Your hypocrisy. Your hypocrisy.
You're saying it's hypocrisy?
The same thing. Of course. All of them do the same thing. And you know what? We're there fighting and killing each other. And they're having breakfast together.
So
That's bullshit.
Let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Do you support the Prime Minister saying that these gunmen should get the death penalty?
No, them forget it. They forget it. But I'm just saying, all of them, they're saying that, but at the same time, they ain't gonna get no death penalty.
All right, 718-554-8598. Great conversation. The Prime Minister of Jamaica says that he would support the death penalty for convicted murderers and persons found with illegal guns.
Who locking the gun, who have the gun, all them thing there.
Call it live.
Yes. How you doing?
Good night, my brother.
Good night. Listen, it's two things. You find that they're going about it the wrong way because guess what? If you not investigate and you not investigate properly and dig up and weed out people, they might expect to change laws and create death penalty. That's not going to stop anything. I remember Jamaica had the death penalty before. Them had gun courts
You don't investigate and go deep into the thing. You can't change things.
So you don't agree with what the Prime Minister is saying then?
No, it's a backward thinking.
All right, 718-554-8598. So I've been watching the whole conversation develop, and I've been really entertained by it. Because, and again, I'm not saying what I'm for or against, because you know my stance. I stay right in the middle of the conversation to make sure I produce a great conversation, right? I see people who are fed up with the gun rate in Jamaica now coming to the defense of the gunman there.
Right.
And I said, no, you can't give man the murderer a death penalty and you can't find a man with an illegal firearm and give him the death penalty. That's too severe. But then, you know, the other argument is the man will have the illegal gun. What was he going to do with it?
All right.
Right? Was he going to rob someone, which is a crime? Was he going to kill someone, which is also a crime? Right? So it's a, you know, you understand? It's a tricky convo because it depends on what side you're on. Some people are saying that the Prime Minister is being lazy. And he's just...
That's lazy?
They're saying that he's just saying stuff, but not doing what needs to be done. Him just a yap. Right? 718-554-8598.
You feel say a yapping?
I'm a yap, man. And just I say it just because him want him get scared. But like what Chin said, either or either, you know what I mean? It still makes sense because even if I hold a man with a gun, what am I going to do with a gun? Am I going to wrap somebody?
The issue is this. The issue is this, right? And this is the problem that they have been facing. The gunman, them, I mean, we saw the video the other day where the man just walk up to the man where I get gas, bust him head and just drive off like it was nothing.
Right.
We saw that video.
Yeah.
It's nothing. To have a gun in Jamaica right now for them youth here, it's nothing. There is nothing that's deterring them because going to jail don't mean nothing to them, obviously, because we've seen it. Remember last year we say party in a jail. We say, man, I have flyers for dance we are keeping a cell block.
I don't feel like the criminals of Jamaica, I don't think they're scared of going to jail.
They're not.
Right? Based on what I'm seeing.
The jail system is like a criminal college.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Them go there, them link up with this man, them link up with that. As long as them, the people who are scared to go to jail are the people who not going to jail. And that's regular people. Bad man, got jail, I hang out.
Yeah, criminal college.
Once upon a time, I was watching this documentary about crime in Jamaica, right? And the lady who spoke in the documentary, she gave a really good testimony, right? She was saying that in the days of old, when you got a gangster in America, right? Because she's an FBI agent and she was talking about the criminality coming from Jamaica here. And she said, when you got a gangster in America, Jamaican gangster, you gotta be careful because they don't think twice to kill police, right? You know, most of the gangsters, them now gonna shoot a cop, right? But her point was that the Jamaican gangsters, they don't hesitate to shoot a cop. And when she said that to me, the first thing that came to my mind, right, was that growing up in Jamaica, I understood that bad boy and police always shoot out because bad boy never have a choice. If police buck them with gun, it's either them or the policeman. So it's not like they you know, it's kind of like a survival thing. And it just grew in them. Like, yo, them have no respect for authority. And that's what it was. I think that's what, because when a bad man and a police buck up, you know how it go. Police are shot you. You have gun, police are shot you. Bad man no same have gun, so guess what? If not take no check from the police. And there goes a police losing his life. Right? So this whole badness and the way, you know, badness is the growth of badness in the culture. It comes from a very deeply planted seed. Of course. Right? And we gotta also understand that. So I'm gonna give you some more statistics, but I'm gonna take some more calls. Call you live.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You know, one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is that people can't, like the Bible says, man is always evil, and people can't govern people. Okay, that's how America is based on. And a lot of people don't understand. One of the things what America did, okay, is the Constitution, and you govern yourself. I mean, it's been enrolling because nobody knows it now. But one of the things why the Japanese didn't attack America, because they knew everybody had the right to bear arms, had guns. People are bullies. And more bullies there are, and they think you have something that they have, like you have a gun and you have a gun, the cowards will not come attack you. I'm not saying that's the answer.
Are you saying that you disagree with the Prime Minister, though?
Oh yeah, because he's a man. You're gonna make mistakes. What I'm saying to you is, govern yourself. Why? What I'm saying, govern. This is the kind of thing what you have in America. You govern yourself.
All
okay. Right. If you leave it up to the people that's governing you, they're men. Just like one of the Federalist papers said, if men were angels, we will not need government.
All right. Call you live.
Yeah, Chin and Iron Mountain.
Shatta.
No respect, brother.
Big up on yourself.
Bless up.
Let me tell you something. What the Prime Minister said, right? You ever have your kids? I don't know how much on the earlier year Chin talk about the youth. The rest of them have the youth. But you ever have your youth, right? And it's like your youth gets you so frustrated that you feel like, like anything come out your mouth, you rinse off, even if you're not going to lick them, but push it to that point that we're with. Sometimes I just words have to use to lick them. Mm-hmm. This is what I think the Prime Minister kind of fed up, and he don't really know what else to do, and he might make the world know, so listen, we're at the point right now that if on the table this right now, and the table right, guess what? Me will put my signature upon it, because guess what? Just the other day, I try to do the Zozo again, and the other party never agree with it, and then block it. So it's like right about now, it's like my anti. He might look for and probably say, one time boy long to it, re-election and all of these things. So he might play politics at the same time, because we all know saying he can just get up and do that, and we all know say these things are going to take time, and we know say it has to go through the whole court system, but at the same time, he just assure the nation say, I am at that point right now. But I want to say something else also, Chin. Me is a cab driver, right? And just now when I'm going to talk about this, right? And it's like there was a passenger in the back of the car. And no lie to you, as there's a God. It's like every time when I said Jamaica are the fifth most murderous country in the world, it's like me just watch the reaction for the passenger, and me can't wait to make the man come out of here. God know, because me a Jamaican and it make me uncomfortable like hell. Wow. And it's like it's a station where I love to listen, but in a way right now, be honest with you on this topic, me don't want other people coming here, a person coming here and hear this and then they feel like, you know what? I saw Jamaica, because at the end of the day, we are
let's be honest. I'm glad that you're saying that. So let's be honest with what we're saying, right? Jamaica is the 5th most violent country in the world. It's not affecting tourism. Just hear me out. It's not affecting tourism. In all actuality, more flights have been added to the route to go to Jamaica this year. So when we're having these conversations, we have these conversations not to put Jamaica down, but we have these conversations to put awareness. Now, the conversation is not going to be absorbed by everybody the same way.
Of course.
But I hope the majority of you know that we are ambassadors of Jamaica. That's why we're talking about the things that's going on. Right? This is awareness.
But you want to get it better.
But you see what happened, though, Chin, is like, as Mr. When you're there in like you're in a car, right? And I'm near him alone. And honestly to God, not everybody has to pay attention to the percentage of what go on in Jamaica as far as the crime and stuff like that. But me just say, uncomfortable. Me not lie, is that me then on the skin. Enough time I pick up white people. And I don't only see your program alone. That's why me, man, as long as you know open on the phone line, and if there's something there where me can call and make you know, because maybe we can, we know it's Jamaica violence and we know certain things, but maybe we can, cushion it at certain way.
But there's nothing, in my opinion, and this is just me, and we can, agree to disagree. The hard truth is what it is. Jamaica don't need no cushioning. We've been getting cushioned too much.
And as great as God, me understand that. And it don't need to come out where which the world needs to know and Jamaicans need to know and the ones them who do the wrong thing need to know, say, yo, it affect, because, listen, as much as you might say, the whole heap of flights still are going, all of these things, but believe it or not, you have many more people who might strong in a year.
And you know why you need to have these conversations, caller? You know why you need to have these conversations? Because some of the gun them are come from the places that's hearing my voice right now.
True, man.
Some of the guns them is coming from the places that's hearing my voice right now.
One of the things them that we need to understand is this. The only way this thing can fix is for we get uncomfortable with Wagwan.
Turn down your radio, please, and listen to your phone.
We're too comfortable.
Of course.
Because we're not there. We not see either bus and them thing, but it's still a Guan. And the tourists them fly down, so them not see either bus. But guess what? Because on one side, when you reach a airport, you go around an Iron Shore, you're good. But you go down a Canterbury flank and them places.
Some of them comfortable.
And I see them up here, you know.
Comfortable because it's not at their doorstep.
It's not at their, and it's the same up here.
And one of the things that I definitely want people to understand, the stuff that we talk about here on Sound Chat Radio, these are things that's in the news. It's already out there.
Of course, it's out there.
So don't think that we're having conversations that nobody else is having.
No.
Right? Yeah, these conversations are out there.
Yeah.
Right? The Prime Minister made his speech.
He said it.
Right? The Prime Minister.
In public.
What I agree with what the brethren said, though, is that I frustrated the Prime Minister frustrated. Right? So he's basically saying like, yo, listen, anything gonna put in front of me right now
for
stop that thing, yeah. I'm ready for sign it because I'm not sure if it's supposed to be taken literally that he wants to put in the death penalty, right? Because again, call a police hold. Doing something in Jamaica such as the death penalty
take long, man.
Not only does it take long, but there's a lot of house cleaning that has to be involved,
of course,
in order to have a death penalty, or the wrong people are going to be killed, right? So a whole heap of house cleaning would have to do. The police force would have to be restructured. Remember I said Jamaica always put horse before the cat, and the cat before the horse, however it go, right? So it's a good way for him to express his frustration,
right?
But at the same time,
implementation might be a different thing.
Implementation is it has to be very strategic.
Definitely,
it's a whole different process because your systems are corrupted.
Yeah,
the systems that you govern are corrupted. So you have to clean up those systems, and then when you clean up those systems, then you can possibly think about a severe penalty as putting someone to death for breaking a law.
Well, here's the thing though, and part of the reason why he's putting such a severe punishment is this, and this is where it might run into a theme problem again. You put that severe thing because you want to encourage the youth them, if them get caught with it, for say where you get it from.
Yes.
And when them start call certain name, what am I gonna do then?
Well, he probably needs
empty.
He probably just needs to say maybe he needs to say maybe he needs to say automatic life imprisonment,
something like that.
Yeah, call your life.
Hello, Chin.
Yes.
Nice program. Good topic. Respect, brother. Listen, what the Prime Minister showed in making that comment today, as I can see, is a sign of weakness. When you're frustrated, you show that behind closed door. Now, the opposition party have invited them quite a number of times to let's sit down and have a good conversation about how can we go moving forward about solving the crime and the problem. They think that they have it down pat, but that's not the case. You must put two heads together and come up with something that can benefit the country and the people. Now, I agree with him to a certain extent where you must make the penalty more stiffer. But then you can't do that unless you have full cooperation of others. So being frustrated, you lack leadership if you're going to show frustration publicly like that. If you show that in front of if you have 3 or 4 kids, and you come home and you show frustration with them and you don't show that you're in control of the situation, then they're going to say weird.
You know what the major problem is in Jamaica, though, based on my observation, because I'm not a politician or into politics.
Me neither.
Right? Here's what the major problem is. Jamaica's government is run on a competition basis.
Yep.
Right?
They need to stop that.
And both parties, their only agenda is to put a black eye on the efforts of the next party.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So think about Jamaica, right? You will have somebody, one party, put something in power, right? And as soon as the next party come in power, all of that erasing at them start over a new thing.
Yep.
Right? You would hear this, and this is something that I've heard so much in my lifetime. Me good because my party in power.
Yeah,
right? This is what businessmen say. This is what people in certain areas say, me good because my party's in power. So it's a political competition that governs Jamaica.
And that's
so
a good point.
So when we say, right, listen, when we say them need to sit down, there's nothing that's going to come out of that.
There's no sitting down.
There's nothing that's going to come out of that.
Down. So
when we come back from the top of the hour, I want to give you the SOE statistics. Because PMP is saying the SOE statistics
don't work.
And then JLP is showing
but it did.
The numbers that show that they did work. So again, it's a black eye. Remember, general elections is around the corner.
Right.
So there's always a motive.
That's what I try to tell you, say it not happen. Because Labour right to come and go against it.
I mean PNP.
PNP come and go against it.
Them go try.
It not happen.
That gun came in place and him asked Colonel Charles, why are you bringing these guns? Him said to shoot birds. Now, they have shown over the years that the poor people cannot bring in the guns. It's got to be the rich folks themselves. The poor people refuse to take in the gun. If they refuse to take in the gun, then they can move forward. But until such a time, there will be no peace in Jamaica, my brother.
Give thanks, my brother.
Well, in this time, we don't even need rich people for bringing gun car. We know every barber shop I know where the gun they
but here's a crazy thing about what the Prime Minister said, and then we get to the top of the hour. He wants to start with a harsh penalty and force people to tell the story.
Right, so that they can lower their sentence.
That alone shows you that they need help.
Exactly.
That alone shows you saying them need help.
Well, yes.
They don't have a clue
what's going on.
Of what's going on.
Them know what.
Man.
No, it's not that they don't have a clue. The point is they know. And that's why them say, man, them extreme, we have to deal with extreme. You understand me?
Gonna take a break, man. It's Sound Chat Radio, and we'll be right back. Turn up your radios loud. We'll talk after the top of the hour. Before the break, I think I might have made an error. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna correct because I want to give out great information. I think I might have said general elections are coming up. Local elections are coming up in Jamaica, right? Okay, I might have said that, right? I'm not sure if I did, but I might have said that. Also, I want to give you guys some statistics before we jump into the next part of the conversation. I have to leave some of the argument for Saturday, you know.
No, man,
Saturday people look forward to arguing, so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man,
I have to leave some of the debate and the argument for Saturday, right? Here are some statistics of the average yearly breakdown of murders in Jamaica, right? 72% are gang-related, right? 17% are interpersonal / domestic violence, right? 5% happen while someone is doing a crime, a murder, right? Another 5% is unknown, and 1% is mob killings, right? 85% of all of the killings in Jamaica are committed with illegal weapons. So just for you to, kind of have an understanding. And let me jump into that one more time, just for those of you that might miss the numbers, right? So average yearly breakdown of murders in Jamaica, right? 72% of the murders in Jamaica are gang related. That's a high percentage.
That's a lot of people.
That's a high percentage, right?
Very high.
17% are domestic, which I think is high too.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that would domestic. Be the next thing you have to deal with after that.
5% happen while somebody's doing a crime like a robbery or something like that, right? 5% is yet to be determined. And 1% is mob killings.
Yeah, jungle justice. Basically.
Jungle justice or beating somebody to death or whatever, right? But 85% of the murders committed in Jamaica on a yearly basis,
illegal guns.
The guns are illegal. Right? And another statistic says 42% of the persons released from prison return in 5 years, right? To reoffend.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Recidivism, though. Yeah. Because jail in Jamaica, as we say, we've seen it. It's not like it's something that we hear about. We've seen this thing. We've seen the videos. We've seen all that.
I advise. This is what I say. Sorry for putting it, right?
Go on.
Me a criminal. Them lock me up. Against you are criminal. No, tell me what it we're going to talk about.
Criminality. But I think that would be the same in every jail.
And all I want to link them, I'm going to become your link now.
See there?
So what do you think I got?
All right. And remember, phone they are jailing, weed they are jailing, everything they want they are jailing.
Party they are jail. Party they are jail.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Yeah, Chin, hear me out. Him can just see a man with an illegal gun and just give him the death sentence like that. Him have to come with a law where someone got caught with an illegal firearm. If him want to give them life in prison, him can do that. Or him can give them a maximum sentence of 30 years, 50 years, or them can plea and him knock it down. But if someone commit a crime and that person is found guilty, then you give the person the death penalty. But I don't agree you give someone a death penalty if you find he or she with an illegal firearm. That's incorrect.
What do you think they should get?
Well, since he said he will give them the death penalty, which somebody say him attack of what you say frustration. Just say, okay, if someone got caught with an illegal firearm, you know what happened? Life in prison.
Life in prison.
Right, life imprisonment since he wanted the death penalty. However, if he not want to go that far as though life imprisonment, he can give them a maximum sentence of 50 years, or if the person say, well, this is where I get the gun from, he can just reduce it to at least 30 years, but not found the person with an illegal firearm and just give them the death penalty like that. No law, no go, sir.
All right. 718-554-8598 is that number in studio. It is now, statistics are showing that there are 260 gangs in Jamaica now. That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot of gangs. And especially if you play smaller than New York.
260 gangs, and they say 180 are extremely active.
Right.
Right, so those are just some statistics. Thank you for watching another episode of Soundcheck Radio on Irish and Chin's YouTube channel. If you like what you saw, please subscribe by hitting the red button. If the button is still red, that means you did not subscribe. Also, like and share. And don't forget to leave a comment. In fact, press that notification button while you're at it.